All right, what I want you to do is give him your full attention. Don't hesitate to ask questions, all right? And I'm sure he's done this numerous times before, so I'd like to introduce Mr. Jones, Steve Jones.
Thanks for having me out here today. Who here has seen the movie Forrest Gump, or at least heard of it? Okay. Now, Forrest Gump is, it's a funny movie, and it's just a movie. I realize that. But here's a guy who he's too stupid, if you will, to know that he's not supposed to be able to run across the country and back. He's too stupid, if you will, to understand that he's not supposed to disassemble and reassemble a rifle in record time. He's too stupid to understand that he's not supposed to play ping pong at a world-class competitive level. What if you were too stupid to understand limitations? What would you be able to do? What if you had the ability that Forrest Gump had to just not understand all that stuff, to not understand limitations, to not understand that you can't do certain things, to not understand that you're not supposed to do certain things that are great and amazing and better than everyone else? What if suddenly all that was gone? What if your excuses were gone? What if your limitations were gone? What if your barriers were gone? Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Okay, well that's what we strive to do with hypnotherapy. You know, a lot of people say, I can't be hypnotized. My brain's too powerful. And I hear that a lot. And I respect that. But I'm going to tell you, you've already been hypnotized. You've been hypnotized by the people you are associating with. And not that they're bad people, but people talk to each other and they get ideas of who they are. And okay, when we grow up, we all get that. We find out who we are and what we're capable of. And we get an idea of the size of the house we're supposed to live in, and maybe how much money we're supposed to make a year, and maybe the kind of partner we're supposed to have, and maybe the kind of car we're supposed to drive. We all get those ideas. We get them from people. We get them from adults. We get them from, not that adults aren't people, but we get them from all kinds of places. We get them from television advertising, don't we? We get an idea of what kind of clothes to wear. We get an idea of what kind of jobs to have, of what people make. Well, what if I suggested to you that that's all hypnosis? That you've been hypnotized your whole life to think a certain way. That you've been being told, whether you realize it or not, where to go, what to wear, what to do, and what to be when you grow up, and you're hypnotized on a path that's going to take you from now until the end of your life. You're just going to stay in hypnosis. Or you can choose to take control of that. You can decide, I want to start making decisions. I want to start doing things that none of my friends are doing. I want to be something that none of them are going to be. What if that was okay all of a sudden? Well, hypnosis allows you to break down the barriers that you have. You have barriers in your mind. We all do. We all think a certain way because of the way we've been programmed. Well, hypnosis gets in there and cleans that out. Allows you to wipe out those barriers. And a lot of people are afraid of that. I mean, that can be kind of scary, can't it? I mean, you take away all those barriers, now who am I? I've got to decide that now. I've got to figure that out. Well, you guys are at a point right now that I was at 20 years ago. I graduated high school in 1985, so I'm 41 now. I was at the same point you guys are at about 20 years ago, and I had to decide who I wanted to be. And I came upon a book when I was in high school. I went to Riverside Military Academy in Gainesville, Georgia. Anyone heard of that? One person? Okay, hopefully it won't end up there. I was a bad kid. My parents didn't know what to do with me. They sent me to military school. The fact that you guys are here shows that you're not bad enough that your parents want to send you off to military school. But they didn't know what to do with me, so they sent me there. I didn't like military school, so I read a lot. I skipped class, I read a lot. And I read a book about hypnosis, and that changed everything for me. Here was a guy telling me that I could take charge of my mind, that I could do what I want to do. Well, that turned me around. Military school did not shape me up. And if any of your parents think you're sending you to military school, tell them not to. It will not shape you up. You get exposed to all the bad kids in the world from everywhere. They all get sent there, so parents don't know what to do with them. What did shape me up was realizing that I can take charge of my mind. I can take control. Then what happened to me is I started victimizing my roommates. I had them lining up outside my hall. Military school. You're not supposed to do this kind of stuff. I started hypnotizing people in my bed. I made them in my office. I said, you want to be hypnotized? Come on in here. I'll hypnotize you. And so I hypnotized them. And so I was having kids do silly things. I said, if you hear the word pepper, you have to scratch your nose. And later on, we'd all sit at the mess hall where we all ate, and I'd tell everybody that I had, told the person that if they hear the word pepper, they have to scratch their nose. And everybody said, pass the pepper, and they all scratched. And the guy would scratch his nose, and I thought, oh, I'm onto something here. I can use my powers for evil if I want to. And there's a lot of fun. I can teach you how to do that trick, by the way. But then I started to realize that I can also use my powers for good. This thing called hypnosis, I can use it for good. So then what happened is the smart kids came to me and they wanted to study better. They wanted to study more efficiently. The athletes came to me and they wanted to get better use out of their practice. Well, I'm doing the same thing I was doing 20 years ago now, except now the smart kids are NASA and the athletes are the Dodgers. But essentially I'm doing the same thing now that I was as a kid in high school about 20 years ago. I was interested in helping people. So after I left high school, I got a bachelor's degree from the University of Florida, in psychology. And then when I moved here, I got a master's degree from Armstrong in education, and I have an educational specialist degree from Georgia Southern University, and I'm currently a doctoral student in the EDD program, Educational Administration, at Georgia Southern. So I'm a student just like you guys are still. I advise that you finish your education by the way, at 30 by the way. But the point that I'm trying to get at now, what I'm trying to do with my education now is I've created a worldwide organization of trained hypnotherapists. Probably when you guys mentioned to your parents that the hypnosis guy's coming, they thought, oh, is he really? Well, I don't know about that. We'll check on that. That's where hypnosis stands right now. It's kind of, there's some skepticism. I'm going to answer all of your questions later on. But there's some, what is this hypnosis stuff? Is it going to get into our brains? Is it going to control us? And so forth. Well, that's what we're trying to eliminate. So once I get my doctorate, I'll lobby before Congress for standardization of hypnotherapy credentialing so that when you go to a hypnotherapist, you know what it is. When your parents say the hypnotherapist is coming, you know that's a licensed professional who's coming, and you can check on them through a national registry. We don't have that right now. We don't have that in the world of hypnotherapy. What we do have is our organizations like mine, the American Alliance of Hypnotists, that strive to properly credential people and catalog them and kick out the ones who are no good and elevate the ones who are good, but eventually we'll have standardization. I did a TV show recently with Danny Bonaducci, and I figured as high school kids you might be interested in the craziest Leo that I know, which is Danny Bonaducci. I had to, there are a couple of my books there, I was honored that they had them there, and this show will be released as soon as, the way TV works, by the way, and as a hypnotherapist who's reached some notoriety, you have the professional practice, which is helping people and selling stuff on the website that helps people. And then you have the public presence, which is TV shows and commercials and stuff. So I want to show you a little bit of the exciting side, and then what I want to do is get into how you do hypnosis. But, well, here's Danny in hypnosis, and this is a show which is, what they do when they want to make you a star on TV is they shoot what's called a sizzle tape, and they show it around the different networks like A&E and so forth. So that's what we did, and the production company did it. I had to fly up to Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and we did that. But hypnosis can be very exciting. I'm offering this out to you as a potential career path, but I also want you to know that whatever career path you go into, if you shine in that career, it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, when I was a high school kid, I picked up trash for $3 an hour at a mall. That's what I did for my summer job. So if you're really good at whatever you do, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, or whatever it is that you do, as long as you are the best at it, people are going to notice you. So keep that in mind as you start your careers, that you want to always strive for excellence. Whatever everybody else is doing, do something 10 times better than that.